Listen, is it on? Is it on? Hi Yogi. This is the
Yeah,
Unlatched
sure.
Podcast. Today is
What's
Wednesday.
good? What's
Today's
good
Wednesday.
with it?
Look who's on time.
Coordinated and coordinated.
Who you? Oh, me and you. You mean the background? Come on, help me out. Can you hear me okay? Let me bring my microphone closer. I had to drop the kids off at the pool, so I'd like to apologize for my tardiness.
So-
I just can't believe
that
why
is so fucking disgusting.
that happened right at this time. And then of course I had to wash my hands. I mean, it's just a lot. So listen,
Well, at
man,
least
not
you
too
did that.
dark.
You good.
What you eat? Watermelon?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm about to get my sexy back.
Oh shit. Shut up. You're so irritating. You guys, this
Listen.
is my cousin, Dynamicist. That's not his real name, that's his alter ego. Let me turn this light
So,
on. Ooh.
oh,
It's pretty bright. Let me
yeah.
turn it down.
Yeah. Turn that down.
Production. Here we go.
hmm
Here we go.
Yeah. But seriously.
Wipe down. What up with it?
But I'm like, hey, I've been putting some work in. When I tell you, man, these shoulders is,
They
I be
do
having
look
trouble walk.
wide.
Man, listen, when I be walking through the doors, I be like, hey, homie,
Oh,
what's
oh,
happening with the post over here, huh? Hey, y'all need to fix that post a little bit. Why is these posts getting smaller around here?
oh, is that what has
Hey,
to happen? So you've
yeah,
been putting in that work in the gym.
yeah,
Mm.
coordinated.
Well, your shoulders do look broad.
Appreciate it. Yeah, they coming through a little bit, little low key with it. Little little light work. But nevertheless,
I don't
I'm
know
on the
about
hunt.
that.
Don't worry about it. But nevertheless, I'm on the hunt. And
Chancellor's high.
as soon as this motherfucker get right, I'm butt ass naked every day
Okay,
for no reason.
in your house with the doors closed and the windows.
Everywhere,
Oh, you're
everywhere. I'm going to
outside
the
naked.
store, no
Oh,
shirts.
is that
I'm
right?
I'm everywhere with it.
Well,
Don't
you're
let them
so
niggas call
pregnant.
me.
You
Don't
should
let
be
them call me in the court or call me for jury duty, nigga. I'm naked.
You're jailed.
Just who?
You're jailed.
Why?
I want you to go to jury duty naked. To the jail you go. Incarcerated. And don't call
Nah,
me.
nah,
Because I
nah.
can't,
They
I ain't
they
got it.
they. No, hopefully they just send me home. That's what they should do because I don't want to do it anyway.
I think it's illegal to be naked.
I
Let's
I don't
ask
believe
Yogi.
in.
He knows. Okay, you guys,
Hey,
we're a podcast actually. And I don't know if we're a podcast because I don't really understand what we do when we come here every Wednesday at this time. We're here, and we randomly come up with topics, or I come up with topics, and we just talk about them. But to get today, I didn't really have a topic, but I ran across something. I ran across a few things, and dynamics.
honey,
I hate calling you that. It's so irking, bro.
why?
Oh,
Oh,
it's not your
I
name.
call you Nirvana. What the fuck?
Do
That's
you?
not your name.
Okay, you do. Okay, so anyway, listen. So,
You
okay, so
you 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 just be anti.
oh,
That's
you
what
think so?
you. No, yeah. What you tell me I was doing recently? You said, "Oh, you're being contra." What? No, what was the word? You said?
Contradictory,
No, it wasn't
contrary,
that.
contrary.
Contrary, yeah. Oh, you're being contrary.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
getting a little mode.
you didn't like calling your other cousin Hawk too. You hate calling people by anything other than what you feel like they should be called. Period.
Well, I respect pronouns.
When and who?
If you tell me to start calling you, you want to be a she, I'm gonna respect that. That's
You a
okay.
lie.
That's a
You ain't
pronoun.
never done that. You ain't done that with nobody on this internet. Matter
I
of
don't
fact,
know nobody who wants a
we had
different
so
pronoun.
many. Mm-mm. We had a couple people that had different pronouns. You didn't call them niggas by nothing, but they name.
I was still
That's what you
drinking
did.
it.
Also, so in your sobriety now, you respect people's pronouns. Okay, say less.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Because when you drink and you're inebriated, you don't give a fuck about a lot of
Hmm.
things in that moment.
So how long has it been now?
October 6th of 24 is when I became sober. Can you believe that?
Hey.
Hey, look at your camera. I can't believe it's been that. But anyway, nonetheless, that's not why we're here. We're not here to talk about all my accomplishments. Hold on. Okay, what we're here for is a topic. Okay, listen. I want to ask you this, but
Yep.
okay, we're only gonna be here an hour. Okay, we're not gonna be here a long time. Now, I have a question about
53 minutes.
a
Get to
prenup.
it. Yep. I believe in it. Let's go. Talk to me. What's
You
happening?
believe in a prenup?
I believe in that motherfucker all day long.
Okay.
Now, I didn't used to,
Okay.
but I do now.
But you do now, and that's
Yep.
you're basing that on experience. So, do you have to have some like, I don't know, like, do you need to have something to be afraid to lose in order to do a prenup? Like, for instance, can I do a prenup? I'm. It's just a question. I mean, I'm
Yes.
saying,
Every-
are there
Listen,
guidelines?
everybody has value. Everybody has value.
Mhm. What about
It may not
valuables?
it may not be value to other people, but
Okay.
everyone has value.
Okay.
So it may not even be objective, right? Your value might truly just be subjective, but it's still worth protecting.
So I could
I
get a
think.
prenup.
I think in the grand scheme of things, a prenup would be wise for both parties.
Oh, oh, for the other person who marries me. So you so basically you're saying if only he knew type shit.
If only.
If only he knew. He
If
could get a
only he
prenup.
knew what he was signing on the dotted line
Right.
about. But, you know,
Uh so
yeah,
so you believe in them. So but you're saying yes that you do have to have some type of worldly items to have a
no.
prenup?
No,
Like,
actually,
for real,
so
legally, do you have to have something like
no.
value? Okay.
No, not in the sense that you're saying it in. That's what I say. Everybody has values, right?
Okay.
Everyone has value. Everyone has valuables in some respect because these things are important to me. When it
Mm,
comes to a prenup, the idea is that how I come in, if we decide to part ways, is how I go out.
okay.
That's the baseline of a prenup.
Mm-hmm.
How I come in is how I'm expecting to go out. Most, excuse me, it's a new trend where women now are actually having valuables that they didn't have prior to because of the type of fuckery that people dealt with in this system. But now, yeah, I do think it's wise. I think too many people play the game and it's like for me, and again, this is going to sound very bitter, but this is not what it's intended to be,
Mm,
is that, granted, the expectation for marriage is not to end in divorce. It's not
mm-hmm.
the expectation, nor should that, or nor realistically would that be the hope for a lot of people, right?
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
Um, people don't have an expectation to get into a car accident either,
Mm-hmm.
but they do happen.
Mm-hmm.
they happen so frequently, it would be wise for you to have insurance. Because one accident and one fucked up lawyer could result in you losing a lot of your shit.
So a prenup is insurance, marital
A, pre-
insurance.
a prenup, yes, I could say that. It's not even marital insurance. What it is, it's fire insurance. That if something happens and God forbid, you know, she decides to go a different way, he decides to go a different route, they can't take me for everything that I've acquired or everything I've worked to build.
I have a
I
question.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if you
Now
know this or not.
we got two blue caps and hearts from Big Cap. That might be his name though. I'm not sure if you're calling Cap on something, but if you
No,
are
no,
calling Cap,
that's
let me
his
know what's
name.
happening.
That's his name. His name is Cap, Big Cap.
Yeah.
So listen, and he likes brown hearts. Okay, this is the ADD. Okay, listen. Okay, I have a question about that. Now, when it comes to prenup, I wonder if it's based on the state, but you know how they'll say, okay, you go in, you get a prenup, but the if you cheat, so if there's these caveats to it.
Or
Hey
then yeah.
Donna. So if you're in a in you're married, and so can you guys write this up within an attorney and make your own
Okay.
rules? Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh no, bro. Look, I was just asking. I don't. It's cool because if you was calling Cap, it's cool too. Or that's name. Hey, look, I'm hella flex. It don't make me no difference. I'm cool with everything. Well, most shit at least. But you good though. Either
Big
way,
cat, big cat, big cat.
I wasn't tripping.
Don't pay him no mind. If you come from Yogi's channel, we know you wishy washy. I just kidding.
No, I didn't even know where he came from. I
I
just
didn't
know
know
that's
either.
how.
He said he's from Yogi's channel. I don't understand this little icon, his little picture. But we're getting off of the thing. We like you,
So
Big
look,
Cat. We love
yeah,
Yogi.
you good peoples, man.
And we love Donna.
I
Say hi
fuss
to
with Yogi.
Donna.
Oh, Donna didn't say shit to me. So
Donna
she's
said
talking.
hi to me, and
She
she
said to
said,
you. I didn't. She didn't
Donna,
say
this
shit to
is
me.
Dynamicist. Leave Donna alone.
Hey, I don't
Donna, this
speak
is
unless
my
spoken
cousin.
to.
He has better manners. Sheesh. Okay, look, it's all good player. He ain't no player. He
Look,
ain't no. Okay, listen. Look, wipe down.
don't put my business out there.
Why I don't
But
see the comments? Wipe
so
down. You
wipe
might
you.
be in the vertical.
Yeah, you might be in the vertical or the horizontal, so you
It's
just have to switch
live.
to the other one. Because
But
there's
we
two
see
of them
your
going on.
comments. That's all that matters. Wipe down. We love you over here, no matter how you are. Okay, now.
Man, appreciate you. Thank you, Angel Eyes. I appreciate that.
Oh God.
And what's happening?
Can I have a question? I mean, I have a question.
I'm talking to
With
the chat.
the attorney, I know I appreciate you doing it.
Yeah.
Okay, with the attorney, you know you can make your own rules up. So basically, okay, let's say me and my husband
Okay.
we're not married. Okay, let's use you since you've been married.
No, don't use me.
Okay,
All right, but look,
okay.
let's use Big Cat. All right, look,
Big Cat, we're
Big
gonna
Cat,
use you.
Big Cat gets married to Angel Eyes.
Okay,
Right
Big Cat and Angel Eyes are married. No, they're
now,
engaged.
we don't know where these two niggas live at, but what we do know is they decide, hey, yeah, I'm fucking with you. I'm fucking with you. So they decide to get together. Because again, you got to realize that marriage in this country is two corporations meeting.
Okay.
This is like I'm
Okay.
telling you, this is some fuck shit.
Come on.
But anyway, it's not spiritual in this country. It's not like if you listen to the jargon, the legalese that's associated with this shit. This is shit is two fucking corporations doing business together.
Okay.
So the problem that most people are having when
Happy anniversary.
you get into a situation to where one party decides to go a different direction for whatever reason is it's a lot of shrapnel or a lot of picking up the pieces on both ends. The problem is that when there's nothing in place, you leave that shit open for third party interpretation to decide how we're going to how we're going to make these two corporations uh, uh, to
How we gonna
satisfy
make right?
these. Yeah, how we're going to satisfy these two corporations.
Okay. What if you
And
two? What if you two don't have much? Now I'm not trying to be funny. You both
no,
have bad credit, and you neither one of you have a vehicle, a home, or
listen,
nothing. You don't need a prenup.
my yes, you do. It will still
Okay.
be valuable because again, my debts then become are my own. Their debts are their own. Th-
Oh.
Here's the thing, because when you become married as a corporation, then you have joint debts and you have joint problems. So can somebody else's debt become yours? Yes, the fuck it can be.
Mm.
I'll give you a good case in point. I know this personally. He gets married to somebody, right? His wife has child support obligations. He
Wait.
marries her. Yes.
Wait.
She had
He.
child support obligations where she was
Oh.
supposed to pay child
Okay.
support to her baby's father, right?
Uh-huh.
Because the baby wasn't with her.
She was supposed to pay child support. Okay.
He's
Uh-huh.
supposed to pay child support.
Uh-huh.
He marries her,
And now it's his
right?
child support.
Now it becomes his child support.
Okay.
So then they began to come after him because he has a job that they could see was recognized. And so now, yes, could this be a caveat to certain states? Maybe. I'm not an attorney for all 50 states, 51
Right.
states. But what I do know is that marriage is a contract,
Right.
and these are two legal entities that are joining together. The problem with a lot of what I see with a lot of this shit is that I despise third party having anything the fuck to do with whatever the fuck I'm doing.
Why'd you
Right?
go? Okay, yeah, go ahead. That's not important. Go ahead. You got
Yeah,
love.
I don't like the idea of leaving anything up for anybody else's interpretation. Now, granted, me and this corporation, me and this individual, we should be able to work things out. However, that's not always the case.
Look at this comment, please. Now this the shit I'm talking about, right? This the nigga shit. Look,
Come on, Big Cat.
Big Cap said, "You don't sat up here and brought in debt. If you don't walk
Look,
across that stage
and see that's the stuff I'm talking about right there. Now that
with
is a
my
great
wife
example.
kids."
I'm not knocking the wife. I'm not saying nothing about nothing. What I am saying is that's a great example because that's a realistic example of what can happen
Right. Yeah,
when
yeah.
you get married to an
But
individual that
that's her
already
debt
has
too. That's her debt. If he does.
that can become joint debt depending on if she was still in school while they were together.
Uh-huh.
It's a lot of
It's
weird
a
shit
lot of
again.
stuff. Okay, okay. I see what you're
It
saying.
can it can still become joint debt.
Right.
There are cases where it might not be joint debt, especially if the person hasn't defaulted on anything. But if they default, again, that can now open the door to other issues.
Mm.
So I do think it's wise. It's
To get
something
a
to
prenup.
consider. Yeah, it's something to consider because then sometimes people, people be on some fuck shit.
Well,
People
let me
be
share
sometimes.
something with you. I'm gonna share something. Okay. Look at this. Look at this. You ready? Can
Yep.
you can see me right? My screen. You
Mm-hmm.
know who this is?
Mm-hmm.
You do? Who is it?
No, I'm looking at Big Cap. So go ahead.
Who is this
Hey, I
person on
love
the
that
screen?
though. I love that statement though, and being able to use it. Yes, that's the teamwork shit. But I'm with you though. It looks like it's that Cam Newton podcast. I don't know what it is. Go ahead,
Yeah,
run
but
it.
the guy on the screen. It's important that you know who is talking.
Who the fuck cares? Run this motherfucker, man. I don't give a fuck who this nigga is.
Wait, you better watch your tone. Get
Why?
this is Montel Jordan. He's talking about who the
Okay.
fuck cares? I don't give a damn. Okay, look, here we go. Listen to what he said about a prenup.
That's dangerous. That's dangerous because when things get rocky.
For prenup is signed?
Yes.
Explain.
Every plane that I've been on, they don't give the pilot parachutes. You know why? Too many options. If my pilot is flying the plane, he got a parachute? That's dangerous. That's dangerous because when things get rocky or he sees some clouds or he gets some turbulence or whatever, if he goes down, the whole plane goes down because you couldn't stick it out and do what you were supposed to do. A plane is supposed to take off, fly to a destination, reach the destination safely. And that's marriage. Marriage is supposed to take off and fly to a destination. There's turbulence, there's difficulty, there's bumps, there's all type of different stuff, weather conditions, whatever, but it's supposed to arrive there safely so that you're able to enjoy the place that you're going to. And parachutes give people too many options. And to me, that is what prenuptial agreements are. And I get it, man. I understand, you got people that make billions or whatever. My label, they pressed me so much to be able to say, man, listen, before we do this deal with, man, you need to have a prenup. You have a prenup. And I was just like, I just don't feel like that's what God wants me to do. That's an exit strategy. Yeah. If this don't work out, then this is yours, this is mine. And I've never looked at, my entire life has been built with this woman, and there's never been for us a yours and a mine. It's always been ours, all of it. And even when I was unfaithful in my marriage, and she has an out, and God tells her, stay, because your life and your daughter's life depend on it. And so she's just being obedient to stay because she don't want to stay. She want to be out. And the people are telling her, girl, leave and take half. And God is telling her, girl, stay and have it all. And so that's the space where we've worked through infidelity. We've worked through losing a child. We've worked through bankruptcy. We've worked through a house fire. We've worked through so many of the biggest tragedies that we've worked through cancer, dog. And in this journey of all the different ways that somebody could want to exit, find their off-ramp, she know I ain't going nowhere. And I know she ain't going nowhere. And we know it's hard, it's difficult. We've been married, like I said, going on 32 years, and we know it's hard. That's but a long time. You probably heard marriage is hard. Divorce is hard. Choose your heart.
Yo, fuck what you talking about. Fuck what you talking about. And I say that respectfully. Angel Eyes, when you're talking, I get that. Right? They do and they will. And when you have these type of situations, more often than not, the person who gets left holding the bag is the person who hoped the most. That's typically how that works. Whoever had the most hope is the one who ends up usually holding the bag at the end of the day.
Who has the most hope? H-O-P-E, is that what you're saying?
H-O-P-E, yeah. Okay. H-O-P-E, because they weren't the ones trying to necessarily pull the trigger. It's usually the other person who's trying to who ended up pulling the trigger or having some type of behavior, or whatever the case may be, that caused whatever to take place. Let me say this, and I get what he's coming from. He's coming from a Christological perspective. So when I was in Georgia, I went to a church, and he was there at that church, and he was to be the praise and worship leader at that church.
Montel Jordan?
Yeah. Yep. It was a cool little multicultural church. I really functioned with him at the time. Don't have anything negative say particularly about that place. What's good, Jay? But one of the things I do know is I understand where he's coming from. I understand the standpoint, and what he's saying from a Christological standpoint is absolutely correct. That's where you would most likely hear most people who are coming from that standpoint, and they're saying about the sanctity of marriage. They're talking about the sanctity of the union. That this is between us and God is who ordained this. Again, we're putting all these things into a spiritual box. or we're putting it on a spiritual ladder. And so all that makes all the sense in the world. The problem that we have, though, is that we don't live in a utopia where everybody is agreeing to operate by the same standards. We don't live in that space. There's a statement that says sometimes you can be so heavily minded that you're no earthly good.
Well, I've heard that. Yeah.
Right? There's an old saying, and that what that means is your head is so far in the fucking clouds, you missing the forest for the trees. You missing the shit that you're dealing with here. You know, a good example of this is why one of my biggest frustrations when it came to this is how we externalize our relationship with God and people. And then we create this dichotomy, right? Because I would hear people saying, I was guilty of saying this too, me and God. Man, it's just me and God, and we working it out, you know, wooty, 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 woo. And I would make these statements, and I made them in just genuine, from a genuine place. I was basically just saying at the time, you know, I trust God. I don't trust man, in essence, right? We'll use those other statements, other scriptures. Hey, man, put no trust in the arm of flesh, blah, blah, blah. God is the one who will never let you down. Okay, cool. I get it. But here's what we do. At some point in my journey, what I realized is that what I started to do was I started to feel like I was all alone in my walk. And what it also caused me to do was to shut off my ability to actually be amongst people. Because what I started to do was I started to have those fears and allow those fears to kind of fester. So the fear about being taken advantage of, the fear about being hurt, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So that shit is just living in these little dark spaces in my world. But yet I'm like, okay, me and God. Well, what I learned was this, is that whatever my relationship with people looks like, well, that's actually my relationship with God, how it looks like. So if my relationships with people are fractured, well, so is that relationship that's there, because it is a microcosm of it. Without going too far down that road and getting away from the point at hand, I use that as an example that you can have a great thought process, but poor application. So let me explain to you why I feel like I understand the Christological standpoint, but I also understand the world in which we live in. And unfortunately, I do not think it's wise to keep walking around with blindfolds on while other people are seeing and other people are digging ditches around you. Let me give you a good one. My daughter, I love her. I raised her, right? I was a single father for a good period of time. I understand why dads feel protective over their babies. I understand why we go through the lengths we go through to make sure you want your children to have a good upbringing. You want them to have a good outcomes. You want them to have the best a lot of times of whatever it is, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And so as a daughter, right, I'm the first man that she loves. Right. So then I felt responsible for her virginity. I felt responsible for her growth. You get what I'm saying? Like, this is all shit. I'm not saying right or wrong. I'm just saying, as men, this is why we feel sometimes. Well, let's get to the point. My daughter meets a guy. She loves him. The guy comes to me and asks me. He said, you know, and mind you, and they had already. Okay, so let me back up. Meets them. They get together. They're dating. They're doing their thing. Baby comes. They're not married. Love the baby. My grandbaby. Down the road, the guy comes to me and he says, Mr. Randolph, you know, I love your daughter and I'm thinking about marrying her. And he's asking me for my blessing, if you will. I told him, as honestly, as forthright as I'm telling you right now, I do not think that's a wise decision. What I think you should do, you both, is you both are still young. You both should grow more. Now, I'm the dad of the daughter, and I get why it makes sense for him to come to me, which is respectful, right? They didn't have to, but he comes to me and talks to me. But my thing is, no. And it's not because I'm anti-marriage. Don't hear what I'm not saying. What I do know is what's most important in life is your character. And what I told her and I told him and I told others, I'm not concerned about the quality of this kid's character as
I
it
with
comes to,
you.
as it relates to him being a good father for my grandchild or being a good husband for my daughter. That's character driven.
Mm-hmm.
That's not you making a decision in a legal system that determines if you're going to have good character. No, a fucking contract means nothing if outside of the people that are there developing. How many times have we all bought a contract or let's say a home warranty, and the moment some shit goes wrong, these motherfuckers don't want to validate the contract, but you did your part though.
Mm-hmm.
You paid the fees, you paid the monthly for that, but yet still they find some fuckery and loophole to not pay you. Here's a good one: all them fires that happened in LA. You know how many of them motherfuckers didn't get they? I was in a timeshare presentation one day, and the lady that was in the timeshare presentation just so happens to mention, because the lady, the salesperson was like, "Yeah, so where do you live at? I live in LA, whatever." And she mentioned something about something, and she was, and the couple that was there said, "Yeah, well, we lost our home in that fire, and they still haven't. They've completely ruled this as a non-issue. Like they're not going to pay." So mind you, all those people paid. All those people were paying their mortgage, paying their insurance, all that bullshit. They found a way, a loophole to fuck those people out of that money, and they did it. They did the shit in Hawaii with the natives. They started that fire, moved them damn natives out the fucking way so we can build whatever fucking resort we want to. Again, a contract is only good as the people who do the contract, which tells me the contract isn't shit. It's the character. So if you're going to enter into a contract, then
Which
you do need to know
contract. So a
marriage is a
prenup is
contract.
also a contract.
And it's a contract that says in the event that something hits the fan, God forbid it does,
Because you know what?
no third party can determine that you should get this, I should
Or
get that.
not even so much a third party. I mean, I think that too, yes.
Well,
But
no, it's a third party because the
your
judges get involved.
emotions, right? But your
Oh, yeah, there we
emotions,
go. Mm-hmm.
you know, what we have a tendency to do. Okay, let me let me get the thought out. What we have a tendency to do is, I see you today, and I love you today, and everything is cool today. I don't feel like I need a prenup today. The problem is that it's when shit is not okay. It's when the shit hits the fan and you're going through shit. Montel Jordan was just saying those times, those rocky times, right? That's when it gets rough. Now, I hear what he's saying in terms of, you know, you don't want the parachute if you have the parachute, you know, the life jacket, you may use it too soon because you know it's there, right? I understand.
Hold on. Yeah.
But,
go ahead. Okay. I got something on that one though.
But my thing is that what if you need it and you don't have it, you die. Now you're dead. You should have had it because you don't know you need it till you need it. And
there's a saying that I believe is wise to live by. It's better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it.
Right.
I carry a weapon at times. I take my daughter and have taken her to the gun range. I am not saying that I want her to kill someone or shoot them. But what I am, I'm not saying that I want my wife or my children to have to deal with that. That's not, nor am I saying that I want to have that responsibility. No. But what I do know is that if, God forbid, I'm put in a position to where I have to protect mine, I'm going to be able to protect them.
Mm-hmm.
And I would hope to have the shit that I need in order to do so. So instead of me, what Sugar Free said, if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. So if instead of me hoping that I don't and making no plan in the interim, I make a plan in the interim, I still hope that it never has to come to pass. But if in the event it does and it's unavoidable, then so be it. Right? And let me tell you how this actually plays out.
Mm-hmm.
Go.
No, I was gonna. You know what I thought of really quick?
Yes,
And
Angel.
This is a separate thing, but I think about Carmelo Anthony and him having that knife, right? And it's just, I can't help but think, I wish he didn't have it. I wish he didn't have it. Now, this is the opposite kind, I guess, of what you're saying. There are times when, maybe to what Montel Jordan was speaking to, if he hadn't had that knife, this wouldn't be. I don't think he had the intent to kill that kid.
No.
But because he had the knife, he was too quick to pull it. He didn't. I don't think that he understood the gravity, and I don't know whether his parents allowed him to have the knife or not. Right. But as someone with an underdeveloped mind, frontal lobe, should he have had a knife? And I'm using that as I'm still stuck on the prenup, and
right.
I'm using the whole parachute thing and the whole concept of, it's better to have it and not need it than to need it and I have it. Yes, but are there exceptions to the rule? I guess there always
okay.
Are, right?
I think in some cases there is. I will say this though, since you mentioned the Carmelo Anthony piece, there's information that came out that even said, "What's good, V?" There's information that came out that they were saying how he didn't necessarily even do it. The guy fell on top of him. So again, because it was a melee that took place. And so did he wind up and do it, whatever the case may be? But here's what I'll say to that though. And I get it.
Yeah, and I wasn't trying to go there. I just crossed.
No. But here's a great example, right? I sent you a text message today, right, about a young lady. Let's see, what is her name? We're gonna say her name. Yeah, I'm tired of this shit.
Come on, say her name.
Her name is Tania Nicole Miller.
Okay.
Okay. All right, hold on. Look. Fuck this. We're gonna do it.
Why don't you share?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. We gonna do this, y'all. Hold on, y'all. Let's talk about this because
let's talk about this.
This is another example of what I mean. So, give me a second. Let me put you guys over here.
That. Hi, everybody. Hi, Low Key. Hi, VPG. Hi,
what's
Jay.
good, Low Key? What's up, Jay?
Everybody that I may have missed. Hi, guys.
Okay.
We started off talking about prenups, the foolery and fuckery in the beginning, and prenups, and now we just kind of having a conversation. That's all. Happy Hump Day.
But this is going to be a good one. To me and Nicole Miller. Okay. Okay. All right. Say less. All right. Here. How about I do this thing? There's another way for me to make sure y'all gonna give me what I want. There we go. I'm gonna save it in my private box. Oh God. Okay. There we go. Save. There we go. There we go. Okay. Now, what I'm gonna show you guys again. Hold on. Let me make sure I can put this as hold on my side view. Okay, and I'm gonna put this one. So I am
Thank
not
you. Thank you, guys.
saying that I know specifically the ins and outs of any of this situation. I do not know. Okay. But here's what I want to show you, though, because this is going to go towards a point that I think needs to be made. I'm going to share my screen. All right. Can you all see this picture
Yeah.
on the screen? All right. Now, again, I've done a little bit of research. I started looking into it to see what information I could find. But a lot of it that I'm finding is saying that this story has been kind of pushed to the side. That's what I'm getting back. Now, some of you guys might be better at this internet sleuthing shit. You might say, oh, no, this is not real, whatever the case may be. That's fine. But what we do know is these types of things happen. So here's what it says. Tania Nicole Miller was murdered in cold blood in the system. Hold on. Finding major media coverage. People in Florida. Oh, man, that's not really giving me. Hold on.
E-Money. Thank you, E-Money. Happy
What?
hump day.
On another one of the videos or the pieces that I saw, what it said about her was that they're not sure. They're saying it could be suicide or a murder, right? Again, now they put this caveat out there as to the possibility. One thing I have yet to see is are black people that decided to put their motherfucking neck in a noose. There's a lot of shit we could do, but that's probably one of them that most of us would never do. Not that shit. We might take some pills. We might do a lot. Who the fuck knows? But that, and so this is not the first story. There's another kid that was on the news. This little motherfucker ends up hung from some tree, and now they're classifying it as a suicide. Again, I use this to say, if this young woman could protect herself, why in the fuck would we not want that? And fuck the people that, well, then she's got a criminal, then she's got to have this fight with the law. Man, fuck all that. I'd rather you have to fight with the law and be alive than to not. And so I think in the grand scheme of things, and I think this is where my frustration comes in at, is we're giving too many things the benefit of the doubt, and we're not being wise about our movements. We're not being wise about how we carry ourselves. And yes, I get it. We don't want to think the worst. That's fine. And you don't have to think the worst. I'm a fairly positive individual. But at the end of the day, do I take extra measures at times? Yes. Do I go to the range just to sharpen up? Yes. Would I go camping? Do I carry a firearm sometimes? Most times, yes. There are times when I wouldn't, especially if the park does not approve it. But if the park approves it, then yes, I carry a firearm. I don't carry a firearm because I'm worried about what the fuck I'll do. I know what the fuck I'll do. What I don't know is what the fuck they will do. And so you're not going to you won't, God forbid, I don't want to ever be caught in a situation to where I'm laying down solely because I had no other way to protect myself. And I think there was a time in this country where black people were not allowed to carry knives. Black people were not allowed to have firearms. You were not allowed to say no. Black women were not allowed to have a voice. There was a time. I'll be good goddamn if y'all try to slide that shit back up in here again. So Say all that to say, and how this relates to this scenario. I get it. We don't want to hope for the worst. With my daughter, I want her to have a wonderful marriage. That's my hope. I supported her in her decision to get married when she said, well, Dad, this is what I really want. Sweetheart, I'm going to rock with you. I'm going to walk with you because I'm daddy. Because at the end of the day, I fucks with you. At the end of the day, what you will not ever say is that my dad turned his back on me. Nah, fuck all that. Not because you out here learning and you trying to figure life out. Nah. So I got her. I'm going to walk with her through it. But I told her I don't think it's a wise decision. You guys are too young. You guys give yourself some time, grow, enjoy life. Yes, you guys have a baby.
Do you
You
think
guys
they would have been
co-parent.
what about them getting a prenup? That probably probably didn't think that far at all.
Nah, of course they didn't think that far.
Is that
Do what
because of
I
age? Is that because
I
they're
think
young? Would you have
age,
been?
emotion, and religion.
What if you had said, and we're just using this as an example, but what
Yeah.
if you as the parent said, well, I'm not really sure this is I'm not, I support you, but I think you guys should wait. Well, if you're not gonna wait, what about a prenup? Would it make sense for them to get a prenup at their young age? Like, I don't
Yeah,
get it.
it would. It definitely would.
Even though they haven't acquired anything yet, does it matter?
Listen, because here's the thing about what a prenup is actually saying. Again, it says,
Okay,
I,
thank you for
what
coming
I
in.
come in with, I'm going to leave. Now, let me give you a good case in point. In her case, my daughter is somewhat ambitious. She has a huge village around her, right? Huge, a massive village. So there aren't many times that she's going to go without, because whether it be me, whoever it is, somebody
She's
can
okay.
stand in a gap with her, right? And is willing to stand in a gap for her, but too, because also the type of child she is, the type of young woman she is. And so she fosters her own relationships. All right, cool. I say that to say this. I don't believe that would ever be the case with him, because again, he's got very solid character though. And that's the one thing. That's why I wasn't worried about whether or not they should get married right now. Let's go ahead and lock this shit in. No, because again, this little nigga, I know one thing about him is he gonna be there because he wants to be there. Now, what you guys don't realize is that with this marriage shit, now you're lining all your financials up together. Now you're assuming other responsibilities together. Now, this thing is not just a fairy tale. You're entering into these contractual agreements that can have a lasting impact on your livelihoods moving forward, right? Because again, he could, because let's say, for instance, God forbid, but she's pretty ambitious. So she gets her master, she goes on, she starts working, she gets pretty good money. And let's say she decides to separate, well, because she makes good money, and he was doing what he was doing and wasn't on the same level. Well, technically, he could probably try to get money from her. Should he? No. Right? But could he? Yeah.
Yeah.
There's times I've had opportunities where I could have taken a different route, but I didn't. I didn't, not because I didn't have the legal compunction. No, it's not because I didn't have the legal ability. I had everything lined up on my end, but I didn't want to go that route because that doesn't vibe with who I am. So then I made a decision and I took a different route, and I'm thankful I took the route I took. But just like today, yesterday I was driving and I was like, Lord, I hope that I never have to cross those roads, right? I don't want to have a situation where I have to go to court with somebody. I just want people to do right. And I'm more than willing to work with you. I'm more than willing to see eye to eye. Let's figure it out. Let's come up with a solution together. I'm more than willing to do those
So
things.
is it a
I don't
deal breaker?
ever. What? No,
Prenup.
I wasn't talking about marriage. I was talking about business. Where I'm talking about, I don't even want to have to go to court for business reasons. I don't want to have to deal with nobody in no third party scenario
Right.
ever. Right. So again, I'm just saying,
Chris.
that's not to say that I don't have things in
Prenup.
place. It's not to say I don't have protections. But what it is to say, it's like, that's my character. I'm just not interested. So with some people, though, character doesn't mean the same for them. So they're going to make decisions based on how they want to make a decision. And you can't base life around emotion. Emotion is not the way to base life. That's like saying, that's like you setting all your eggs in a basket that sits at a certain tide level. Well, as we know, tides always move. They never stay the same.
Mm-hmm.
So now what? Now you got boats tied over here, and motherfucker, the tide didn't move. So now that boat can't. The boat ain't even able to be used. This shit's stuck on the sand because you anchored your shit here, not realizing that the tide moves
I
because
wonder what,
you caught up in the emotion, and the high emotion is high tide. High tide's gonna look different than low
so
tide any day of the week.
have you talked to your daughter about prenup?
Nah,
Do
never
you
did.
think as a parent and then I have a follow-up question. Do you think as a parent that we should, I know you obviously can't speak
Yeah,
for
yeah,
everybody, but we should talk to our children about it because you
absolutely.
just gave an example of why it would be beneficial for her to have one because she's so ambitious. But you haven't had the conversation with her, at least not yet. You may now, but it does it because I feel like that's not like a normal thing, at least for Black people, like for us to have a conversation. I'm sure wealthy people do it all the time.
All the time. Yeah,
They have
they
that
do.
conversation with their children, especially when you come from wealth. If you don't have shit, then you're like me when this podcast
There you go.
started, and you don't give a damn. Because if a motherfucker asks me to sign some shit, I already don't have shit. I'd be like, what happened? Well, if I'm gonna sign a prenup, well, in the motherfucker before we even get started, you off rip, I get 100,000. No matter
And
what.
again, like,
If you make 500 million, I still get 100,000. Just put it there. I get 100,000.
here's the
I don't know.
thing,
I'm
and
just being
I
honest.
even thought
That's
about
really
this,
not
and
a
I
lot
said,
anymore.
man, like I said, I've had situations to where I said, nah, I'm gonna give. You can have this, cool, whatever. We'll do. We'll do. I took the loss, but did I have to take the loss? No, I could have not taken the L. I took the loss because I felt like, as a man, let me do this. I can figure this part out, but I don't want to affect. One of the things I look back at too was um, how my children are taken care of. And I made a conscious decision. I said, yeah, her and I are not seeing eye to eye, but I know my children are going to be there. And if I go old dark 30 on her and I'm aiming darts to hurt her, what you're ultimately doing is you're going to end up hurting yourself because them same darts you throwing at her is going to hit your children.
Mm-hmm.
Because what affects her affects your babies. So even now, to this day, I pray for her. And I don't pray for her because all this woo blah, 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 say blah. No, I pray for her because I know that whatever affects her is going to affect my babies too. And I need it all to be operating well. So I want her to have success. I want her to have shit in place. I want her to not be stressed the fuck out at her job. Nah, hell no, I don't want that. Because I know a mother who's stressed out at her job comes home and she can only pour from what's in her cup. I don't give a fuck how you spend it. I can't give you shit that I ain't got. And if I ain't got no patience, I ain't got patience. If I ain't got no understanding, I ain't got understanding. I can't give it.
Mm-hmm.
So So again, I say that was but that's character though. And I think this is where we're missing is that when
Here.
you don't need contracts for character, character's gonna do what character's gonna do. Character's gonna stand on shit, stand on business because I should, because I need to,
Right.
because this again reflects on me
That
as the
sounds
person that I
good.
am.
That sounds
Sounds
good.
great.
But listen. So let me ask you this. So
That's why no, again, that's why I'm
character
saying. That's why I'm saying get the
develop
motherfucking prenup. Because even if you get a prenup,
prenup.
let's say those two people we're talking about, right? They get married. And then let's say they decide to go. And Big Cap is like, listen, I fucked up. I did this X, Y, and Z. And I'm not, but I know you've been instrumental in what we've done together.
So his
So
character kicks in.
here's what I want to do for you. If
Mm-hmm.
this is cool for you, I want to make sure you're straight. So I'm going to give you this. I'm going to give you that. This. Is that okay? Okay. Well, no. Well, how can I have this, that, and the third? Whatever. Who the fuck cares?
Mm-hmm.
Because again, if you're together with someone that you actually were a friend with, you should be able to communicate with them.
Mm-hmm.
So then that goes to some of the reasons and the how and the ways in which we get together. Should we even sometimes function with people? Like I'm at the point now, my old age, my big age, like, listen, if I can't even have a conversation with you, what the fuck are we doing? I'm not even finna waste my time because I can't build shit with you. And then you and I can't even see eye to eye on regular shit.
Right.
And then I'm thinking that marriage is gonna fix some shit, or getting into an exclusive relationship is gonna fix it. Fuck that.
Yeah.
Nah. So, do I think parents should have these conversations? Yes, I think it would be wise to, because to your point, most of
Yeah.
us came from nothing, so
Yeah.
we were never That was never prefaced. I happen to believe though that moving forward, we should have those conversations. I did not have that conversation because that wasn't even on my radar at that time.
Right. And I
I'm
think
growing.
it's just for a lot
Yeah.
of people, you don't think about it, especially if you don't come from a family that ever talked about money, or you don't have a good relationship with money, just in general. So and then sometimes there's people who are just fucked up people, and they're they. Let me ask you this, and then we're gonna wrap it up. I have a question. One question. One last question. Thank you everybody for coming. I miss you guys so much. I'm so glad to see everybody. But
I know.
okay, so check this out. Would it be a deal breaker,
Hold on.
dynamicist?
Look, Tia said you ain't taking my shit.
Right.
But go, God damn, I'm behind. Yeah.
So my thing is,
Mm-hmm.
would it be a deal breaker? So you find someone that you want to get married to, whatever, you want to get married again, and you ask her, or do you talk about prenups before do you know where her mind is and how she feels about prenups before you even consider her as a marriage partner? Before you even consider her, is it a deal breaker? I guess is what I'm asking.
That's a very good one. I probably wouldn't have that conversation for a while, but then that's a good one though. That's a very good one, and I might have to sit with that because the question could be, it's like, for instance, the other one is my belief in monogamy. Would that be, yeah, that should be something that's going for me, that's more of an early stage conversation for me.
The monogamy
Because yeah, the monogamy one. Because if we get down the road and I actually like you,
versus just liking you.
yeah. And then it's like, but we've invested too much time and energy into shit, and it's
And
too
now you
easy
tell us
to,
you don't believe
yeah.
in monogamy. That's definitely something I think you got to talk about. Well,
Yeah,
maybe
that's
maybe
something
not right out the gate, but soon after.
yeah, I think that's something more early stages for me this piece about the prenup thing, um, I think you could wait for a while on that because again, who's in, I'm not in a rush to get walking down the aisle, right? So if we've developed this much rapport over whatever time period it is, and I get to a point where, and I'm thinking about marriage, yeah, that would be a conversation I'd have, especially before I proposed.
I would have a problem.
Yeah, because then now mind you, yeah, because I would
But you
because
really
that
love
would be
her.
important
You
for me.
really love her, and she doesn't believe in prenups. You wouldn't marry her. Love wouldn't supersede.
Listen, I can't say what I would do because I
Yeah,
haven't been faced with that before.
yeah.
Um, I can tell you in theory what I should do,
Look at Drea. She said, "I'm gonna ask for a prenup." Drea, you gonna ask for a prenup? Go ahead, Jason.
and she as she should because I think it's important now, and I think it's important because here's another consideration. Sometimes people are getting married because you become the check off the box, right? I did
For
this.
the
This
wrong.
was the milestone. I checked off this milestone on my bucket list of things I wanted to do by a certain age,
Right.
right? Too many people are doing things. Too many people are holding space for people that don't belong in their life,
Mm-hmm.
but they're there only because desperation. I don't want to be alone. Again, they're there for a void reason. They're not there because you decide for them to be there. They're not there because they're chosen to be there. A friend of mine said this. He said, I have a blood family, but I really love my chosen family.
Mm.
Because she said the difference is that blood I had no say in, but my chosen family, I had all the say in that.
Mm-hmm.
And for whatever reasons that are important to her,
Mm-hmm.
these people meet what my needs are. So
Mm-hmm.
again, I just love that. I love the individuality piece of that. I love the intentionality of that. So I do think a prenup is necessary. I do think it's important to have that conversation because again, character is going to do what it is. And just because, and you could be the one that has all the money.
I
And now
was.
you decide at this point in life, like, you know what? I don't really necessarily want to be married. And I'm sorry. Do you know how many people have gotten married and then years later realize that, well, I don't really even like
Yeah.
men or I don't really even like women.
Yeah.
Right. And then, and again, they're trying to live their truth, but then you leave that other person holding the bag. And so again, I just think character would say, listen, I still want to do right by you. And I've seen too many stories where people do right by their spouses. They do right by the ex-spouse. Um, he's an actor. I can't remember his name right now. It's a black actor. But he was talking about how, oh, here's one, Country Wayne. You haven't heard about Country Wayne. He's a comedian
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
online. Yeah.
Me. Yeah. Yeah. We know.
But I love what he says when he talks about his baby mothers.
Mm-hmm.
And his thing is, he said, "Man, God has blessed me. I bless all of them."
Mm-hmm.
He said, "Don't none of them have to work," and he got like 10, 12 of them,
Mm-hmm.
some shit like that. It's quite a few. He said, "Man, they all get over six figures,"
Mm-hmm.
and his concept is solid. His concept is again, I realize that you're doing the hard job because you got the babies. And I'm out here doing this, and I'm over here free, able to do this. So I want to make sure that you're good,
Right.
which again makes all the sense in the world. But see, that's not something that's taught. That's something that is birthed in you. Like you got to have character. That's character for him. Now, again, they could say whatever they want to say about all the other shit he might do that they might not like. But I don't hear many niggas talking about, no matter what their culture is, oh, all my exes are taken care of, and I still take care of them. still
Yeah,
pay their bills.
yeah. A lot of people don't feel. I mean, men don't. They don't trust the women to do the right thing by the money. So there's a lot that comes to that. Let me read this comment. I would not be offended if a guy asked me for one either. That's like a person asking for a paternity test during the birth of a child. I think it
Mm,
is realistic. People doing crazy stuff. People be doing crazy stuff, and I think I like that analogy. I like that's a
yeah,
good
that's
comment. That's
solid.
another great one. People get offended. So still, Andrea says, I think the only people that get offended are the ones who have something they are after or trying to hide.
Well, let me say this, Drea, because on the other hand, I think the offense can come in. It could. I think it can also surface in the respect that you think, is that how low you think of me?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
think I would do you harm,
Hmm.
right? Because oftentimes when men and women are talking,
It's
the
offensive.
state hmm,
You may they might find it offensive.
find that offensive, right? You might, and so I would agree though. I do think in some cases people are because they know they got some fuck shit that they're dealing with. But I think there's also a good percentage of people that just haven't would struggle with the notion of having that conversation. I've
Good
watched
night,
enough
Jay. Thank you,
shows
sweetheart.
tonight, um, where then people will be feeling like, oh well, how could you think that low of me, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. We just got to have the conversation. I mean, we got to still have more. And it's not. I'm not saying. Don't hear what I'm not saying. I'm not saying that I think you would do something wrong,
Mm-hmm.
right? So again, I think it definitely opens the door for more conversation. But yeah,
Yeah, I would totally do it. I
uh,
mean, thank you guys for coming. We're gonna wrap it up, but I will say this: when it comes to a prenup, again, I just feel like for me personally, I agree with you, Jason. Like a marriage is a legal agreement.
hold on.
Um,
Jay said, because we both broke.
right, right,
I got
right,
offended.
right, right.
Nigga. He said, hey, Jay said, I know you fucking lying.
Right, right. Like, nigga, what? I don't want shit you got. Damn, we
Like,
could
nigga,
just swap.
I
We'll
don't want that old ass Caprice. The mother, I don't want that old ass Caprice. You ain't even got no AC
wait,
in that
wait.
motherfucker.
It's
What,
gonna
what,
cost us more to get the paperwork notarized than what we got. Ain't nobody got time for that.
hold on.
They at FedEx talking about some photos.
Nigga, you barely can keep a job. What the fuck you got?
Right.
You want that? I want that dingy ass chain you've been wearing since you was 7?
Not dingy
No.
chain. Jay, now look what you done started. You done took your ass with your. I thought your phone was dying. Y'all are fools. But no, 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 no. Yeah, I get it. I get it. It's just it's a lot to it, but it does open up for dialogue and conversation. I do believe so. Yeah. Well, thank
Oh
you
no,
guys
I
for
share.
coming.
Yeah, I share that same thought
Yeah,
process,
I
Drew.
think it's worth the
Yeah,
conversation. Say,
we're
hey,
we're
I
when you've done work and you do work, you do have the opportunity to flesh out a lot of different things and then kind of see where you actually have like hangups or had a hang up about something or whatever the case may be. So your emotional intelligence quotient goes through the roof. The more work you actually put yourself through, the more work you do. And again, that's not the easy part, right? That's the shit that nobody sees is the hard work you do with yourself every day. And when
mm-hmm.
you hold yourself accountable and when you're looking at how can I grow to better me, not for the sake of other people, but because I see a person in the mirror that I'm trying to match up in my everyday lived experience.
Yeah.
Oh, that one a little different. So your vantage points is definitely going to be different, and I can vibe with that 1,000%.
Again, it's a
1000%.
conversation. I mean, if you're gonna marry anybody, there's a whole bunch of uncomfortable conversations that you're gonna have to have, and that just needs to be one of them. My other one is, are you
I want them
bisexual?
busted ass shoes. Or,
Have you ever slept with
oh,
a man? I want to know.
man, listen.
Okay, we gotta go, Jason.
I have never even thought to ask a woman no shit like that. But man,
Has she ever slept with a woman?
yeah.
Yeah.
Or
Would she be open to?
no, Nick. Yeah.
Let's say, yeah. Well, yeah, okay, that too.
Well, I think it's open for conversation, but
Right.
no, but it could be. So there's a lot of little weird things that people have a lot of experiences.
Mm-hmm.
So here's one, and we can close with this one, right?
Okay.
I was talking to a female one time, and we were just cooling it. And I remember she told me that she got Eiffel Tower. Do you know what Eiffel Tower is, right?
No, it's a big building, a large building. That's all. What? That's what the Eiffel Tower. That's all I know.
Hey, chat, do y'all know? Does anyone know what Eiffel Tower means? You don't have to Google search it. Don't put that shit in your search bar.
What is it?
I'm going.
Eiffel Tower? Is it like
I
a whole
don't. I
bunch of
don't.
waffles on top of each other?
Don't let me fuck up your algorithm.
Okay.
So don't put this shit in your
It's
search
something
bar. I'll
sexual.
tell you.
Okay, what is it?
All right. So anyway, she told me that she had a moment with two guys.
Okay.
Okay. One's in the front, one's in the back.
Okay.
That's what Eiffel Tower is. So you're
Okay.
being.
Oh, so you're having sex. So you're in the middle.
Basically.
There's
There
a
you
guy
go.
under you and the one behind
No, nigga. Think about the Eiffel Tower. Come on. Come on, man.
What? What? Right, like up and down?
And you're the crossbar. You're the crossbar in the middle.
So are you giving head and getting done in the back?
There we go. There we go.
Oh, so she's
Right
in
there.
the middle. She's giving head to one guy, and the other one's doing her in the back.
Right.
That's Eiffel
And then
Tower.
yeah, and the niggas is high fiving. So listen.
What? Hell no.
I just threw the high five in there. I don't.
Okay.
I just threw that part.
We
But
are high five. Finish
yeah,
the story.
but
You done fucked the story up now, and my head's all fucked up. Go ahead. Sheesh. Oh my God. Who is doing that? Okay, people do
wait.
it. Okay. It's okay if you do.
So it was just, but it was, it's experience. Like, because again,
So what would she ask you if you did it?
yeah, right. Have I ever done that? Would I be open to doing that? Right? Would that
Are you
be
the one
something
in the middle? Or is she saying you're one of the guys on the end?
it will be one of the guys, right?
Okay, got you. Okay.
So now here's the thing. I was initially like, I was not ready to know this, right?
Okay.
But then I started to think, and I said, I really can appreciate her willingness to be vulnerable in that respect. Her willingness to no, nigga. Her willingness to tell me, because again,
okay,
she told me about this.
Okay, to be open.
Right. And this is not like in a therapeutic scenario.
Right.
This is just in a casual.
She
And we're yeah. And so then it was like, you know what? I really respect that. Because again, was I necessarily ready to have that conversation? No, I wouldn't have never thought about I was ready prior to having it. But when it did happen, and after I had my knee-jerk reaction moment, I started thinking about it. I said, you know what? I really can dig that. Because she didn't have to tell me that. And she could have kept that to herself to try to figure out how I feel about shit like that or whatever the case may be. And you might find that, because again, I may not like that. Because I told her, under no circumstance would I ever do some shit like that. I don't give a fuck what it is. I don't give a fuck who, why, when, where. We ain't finna have no Diddy scenarios with me.
You don't
I
want
don't
no
give a
other
fuck.
man in the bedroom with you.
Nah,
I'm the
fuck
only
no.
man in that motherfucker. Period.
Now, have I thought about if I got approached by some couple one day and the guy just wants to watch me with his wife, I've actually had to think about that because I know it's starting to become way more common where people are having these type of conversations. They're getting more comfortable saying shit. And then there's always the fetish thing because you're a black male. So that there's some real wild shit that happens, especially women seeking out black men. And couples, white couples in particular, seeking out black men. Call it what you want to call it, I don't know. But it's some real shit, and I'm not making this up. It is not from the
I believe it. Well, they
from my own playbook. This is just shit that I'm aware of that's out here.
they
So
job.
again, but I've had to ask myself those questions, like how would I respond to something like that?
Mm-hmm.
But so again, I still think it's important to have these conversations. It's important to be open enough
Yeah, I
to
think it
have
is.
them, to give people the room to be who they are. Because
Right.
again, when you're dealing with people, you don't
Just
want to deal with solely the what is the term? There's
be
another term.
honest with me.
The facade. Yeah.
Yeah. Just keep it above. The older I get, it's just at the end of the day, just listen. Just come on. Yeah. Just play it all out there so I could say yay or nay. We don't have a whole bunch of time left. So just I don't want to be
Peace.
wasting my time going back and forth with you and you lying and carrying on. Listen, whatever you like to do in the bedroom and whatever you got going on prenup, I don't care what it is. Whatever you do, it's somebody out in this motherfucker that's cool with
Okay.
it.
All right. Now,
Okay,
you love your husband and you
I
know
do.
he's a good nigga.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What if that nigga would have told you he busted another nigga down at one time?
Hell no, no, hell to the. You mean he told me now?
No, I'm talking about hindsight 2020.
Back then,
Yeah.
no. Mm-mm.
Even though he's a good dude.
I don't give a
And,
damn.
and he ain't done nothing
What you mean,
remotely.
dude?
Hmm?
What you mean he's a good dude? This
He,
is
took,
not gonna
he
be
takes
popular for
he
me to
takes
say.
care of you. He takes care of
Man,
you.
you
He
talking about
looks
when we
after
first
you.
met? He wasn't taking care of me like that. Or which we
I'm
talking about?
saying, I'm talking about fast forward, you know that this guy is a good guy. He's taking care of people. So what if back then he would have said something like that to you?
Well, we wouldn't be together, so I would never know. It would be no fast forward.
So then
I just couldn't do it.
is that more of a personal thing, right? Because of the image or guess whatever, where you're just resistant to that? Because again, what did that have to do with you? Is the question.
I don't like the fact that you were attracted to a man. Period. Because I can never compete with the man. And that's how you felt at one time. Who's to say you wouldn't feel like that again? I don't know. I don't want to.
All
I
right.
have enough shit to worry about that I don't want that one on my list. So every time if the plumber comes over
Oh,
for the next 10 years, I'm wondering if you're looking for plumber's crack. I'm like, that's the kind of shit I think about. Like every time the handyman comes over, I'm worried. Like, is he your type?
okay. All right. So that's fair. Now, what if what if he would have said that he had a threesome, right? Would that then also affect you from a confidence standpoint? Now you're wondering if all the women around you he's trying to sleep with and have some type of scenario with you.
No,
Okay. So
a
so
threesome
him,
for with another two women and him.
yeah,
Uh-huh.
that wouldn't bother you. It just would be
No.
if he was dealing with the plumber.
You mean before me? You mean before me? You were into
Yeah, yeah,
threesome
yeah, yeah,
and you
yeah,
had
yeah,
a
yeah.
threesome? No, I wouldn't be bothered by that. I mean, don't ask me if I listen. Don't ask me to be in a threesome with you. Like I don't really give a fuck about that part. I mean, who's to say at one time maybe I would have been open to doing a threesome? I don't know. I really don't. I never thought about it. But I'm just saying. Let's just say if it was before me, it was another woman. So that, I mean,
Okay.
that part is okay
Okay.
because I'm a
Well, I
woman.
think
They have all the
yeah.
same perks I have. It's fair game. But another nigga, I'll never be able to compete. I'll never have a penis, and I'll never strap one on, and I'll always have
You
titties.
no, it didn't go left here. This is actually we're still because we're dealing
Yeah,
with
it's
the things that we don't say. Like
man.
so for instance, because I think for me it's easier because for her to say she's been with a woman, even though I could never compete with a woman, I don't feel as offended by that. Or I don't
Right.
think I just wouldn't be as offended. I wouldn't be as offended by that in
It's
any way, shape,
society.
form, or fashion.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That's
But
society, right? I mean, in all fairness, I
I
can
know.
understand somebody saying that that's not cool. What I'm saying, or but that's okay. I get it. That is, I mean, this is the culture we're in, and this is just how I feel about it. At the end of the day, it's more acceptable for women to be lesbians than people can accept lesbians before they can accept gay men. I think. I feel like I don't know if that's
Which
true. I don't know if that's true,
no,
but I feel like
I think you're
they're
on to
more
something.
okay with it.
Yeah, I think you're on to something because I think then that's why there needs to be a conversation. Right, these conversations need to be had because we feel some kind of way sometimes, and it's not really based on who we are. It's more so based on what we've been told.
Yeah, that's true. Very true.
And so these are the things that are
And then
affecting how we have relationships, how
and
we
we're quick to
have
judge.
our,
Yep.
yep, and we're quick to judge and we're quick to fit shit into these boxes because we were told that this is what it should be like. So then when things deviate from that, and it's not. And how does this relate to what we're talking about is because again, it's not common to have conversations centered around, hey, prenup this, prenup that. What are some things you're into? Blah blah blah, so that you can make what's called an informed decision. I
Yeah.
think outside of the emotional component that's associated with marriages and relationships,
Mm-hmm.
I think what we have to do is we have to be sober in our judgments and sober in how we move forward. Yes, it doesn't always seem like it's cool. Yes, I get it. It doesn't necessarily, it's not 50 shades of gray worthy type shit. But at the end of the day, you gotta know that you're entering into these binding contracts. So yeah, it's cool to skim through all the legalese, but really should you though? Because it could be one addendum in that motherfucker that completely allows them to backdoor the whole scenario
No
because
pun.
you didn't do your due diligence and
Mm-hmm.
address the elephant in the room, which is, you know, in the event that something happens, how are we going to take care of things?
Right.
You know, so there's that.
Right.
But I do think it's worth having conversations about
Right.
nowadays. And then we can get back to the lovey dovey shit after that.
Right. Well, y'all, this is the third Wednesday. We made it 3 Wednesdays in a row. We have another Wednesday. So we will be back next Wednesday. Same time, same place. We need an outro. Something. Same time, same place. Well, what can we
No,
say at the end?
no, we don't. We love y'all. Thank y'all for sliding.
So there it is.
No,
We
no,
love you
that's
all.
what I
Thank you
say.
all for sliding.
Listen, that's what I
Okay.
say. Love y'all. Thank y'all for sliding. Um,
See you next week.
yeah. Lord willing and the creek don't rise,
Thank
we
you
will
guys
be
for
here.
coming. We love y'all. Get a prenup, even if you don't have shit. Good night. Period.